show was fucking nuts. The part where you got Hassan and Ethan to hug it out was really something.
Wouldn't that have been crazy? There's been 2 people in the audience the whole time with their face covered. We end the show, we bring them on stage. It's Ethan and Hassan, and they just like wrestle in oil. Oh, that'd be great. I am exhausted because we had our comedy show last night. It is so tempting to talk about it. I want this show to be a surprise for those who didn't see it. And this is a really weird situation right now. 100 of you, every seat was filled in that theater from what I could see. Every single seat was filled. So 100 of you know everything right now. We were very clear at the end of the show, don't be gay. We'll get this video out soon, but right now you are in the fold. You know so much more than my entire audience. And I'm sure people are already talking. We hired security for the event, and I will say they had the most boring job. Nobody was even noteworthy. There was alcohol involved, there was comedy involved, there was a whole thing, and I'll say this, we had comedians come that weren't just us. We had other actual comedians come, and we were talking to them after, and one of them was like, this is the best crowd I've ever performed to. These people will laugh at anything. He's like, they're here for a good time. I'm like, yup. Shane Gillis was there. Yeah. I can tell, by the way, just from what people are saying in the chat, I can tell who was actually at the show and being cheeky. And I've seen some posts on the subreddit. Some of you are being cheeky, and I appreciate the cheek as long as we don't reveal. There was some people who are definitely like, I'm in on the joke. Are you in on the joke? And I'm like, ooh, you're right in the line. Did you raise a bunch of money for the theater? Sold out theater, which they told us they never sell out. Sold out theater. Not a dry beak in the audience. So much alcohol and concessions were sold, and we didn't take any of that money. All for the theater. The theater did great. The theater owner, Gary, was thrilled. Grog, by the way, grog was sold there. I didn't get any money for that. We just suggested they get some grog to sell for it, which they were able to get through their distributor or whatever. It all went very well. I am the most excited for this video out of anything we've put out in the last like 5 years. Seriously. Oh my God. And I want to talk about it so bad, but I can't. I'm not gonna get in the way of our own hard work right now and talk about it. But you are gonna love it. It was incredible. There is I can say something because this person is going to tweet about it already. But there was a surprise, and we gave that person the okay to tweet that they were there. This person getting announced to a live audience was a surreal feeling. Obama did show up. And also, here's what I'll say. I'll let him get the tweet out, but it only took him 5 minutes. It was great though. You got for those who were there, it was awesome. We did a little meet and greet after. Everyone was polite. People understood the time crunch. You guys make it possible for us to do this shit without worrying about, like, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. The thought does cross my head when I do anything live of like, damn, what if someone just like shoots Peanut in the fucking face? And then as I start to see you guys piling in, I'm like, oh, no. They're the non-dangerous autistic. I remember I was peeking out, looking at the people kind of queuing before we opened the doors. There was an upper story window I could see you guys from. And I was looking out and I turned to Peanut and I go, they look more scared than me. Like, they look more nervous to be audience members than I am. I'm like, oh, these are the chill autists. You know what I mean? I'm into this. This is good. This works. The guy who eats his own cum is 100% dangerous though. But like, he's not like a danger in a threatening way. He's just disgusting. I kept that sanitizer on deck. Don't worry. We all got a little drunk to get on stage. There was this meme in the green room where we kept saying quick shot just before the set to loosen up. And then we would take a shot and then 5 minutes would go by. And then somebody else, usually me, would go, should we do like a shot before we go on stage? As if we didn't just do one. And that happened 5-6 times. All of it was filmed. Everything was filmed. I can't wait. The production went off fantastic. Half Suit is coming out this week. And I'm already over it. I shouldn't say that, but I'm already on it. Dude, that's how you know you're pumping out content, when you got something you've put a lot of time and effort into, ready to go, and another thing already ready to go, and you're like, I'm over this one, get to the next one. Every shot replaces the last. That never happened. It's true. That's true. 11 shots hit you right in the middle of your set. Dude, oh my God, we're gonna do a full stream live react when this video comes out, and I cannot wait. I will say this. Here's the only inclination of anything I will give you. The most pain, cringe-inducing moments of my life happened last night. I have canon event core memories now that whenever they cross my mind, all I can do is this. That's all I can do. And there's 100 of you who know everything, and we asked them to be cool and just wait. Just wait. So hopefully that happens. No, like legitimately, I can't even. Oh God, I don't want to say. Did he take his shirt off? Right when my set started, I will say this. The second my set started, someone in the crowd, you guys were not rowdy for the most part. Big laughs, big interaction. It was fun. But when I went on stage, the rowdiness started to get a little much. And right when I'm about to start, it gets quiet. Everyone cheers. Oh, Wubby. Huge reaction. I get up on stage. The mood gets brought down. And right when it gets quiet, I hear, take your shirt off. And then the crowd gets rowdy again. I'm like, okay, all right. All right. All right. The guy next to me was the one who yelled, take your shirt off. You were there, dude? Okay, I will tell you about my interaction with one person. Okay, because there's always one. I don't want this guy to feel bad because this was the one person who I was like, he might have a knife. There's always one. I love the people who are really nervous, the people who are really excited. I don't mind any of that. That's fun. There's one guy that I met, only one out of everybody that I met there, who was, you know when you can't get a read on someone and that's when they're the absolute scariest? He barely talked, as in when he would speak to me, it was like down here, can barely understand. This loud the whole time. I'm like, so I had a hard time even talking to him, right? You might be saying, well, Wubby, was he nervous? He was doing this thing that I don't know if it was a bit or not, but he was playing hardball with everything. So before, he was one of the first people there. He was there when I showed up. I showed up 3 hours before the show. He was already there. And he keeps going, can I have a kiss? And I'm like, no. And he goes, here, take this $1. And I'm like, oh, I don't want $1. And he goes, you have to take it. And I'm like, I'm okay. And he's like, no, you have to take it. I'm like, no. I'm like, okay, well, anyway, I hope you enjoy the show, whatever. After the show, I see him. I'm like, oh, here's this weird guy again. And he's like, oh, hey, man, yeah. I'm like, oh, how'd you like the show? And he goes, that was okay. And so then I'm like, oh, okay. What'd you think of this specific act we did? And he goes, and I'm like, you didn't like the show? And he goes, well, you asked, so. And I'm like, what are you doing here? I'm like, dog, you were here before I was here. What is this? Fair? But like, is it fair? He's autistic, chill. No, but you gotta understand, I interacted with 100 of you last night. I can recognize autism and I have no problem with it. This was like, it felt like he was trying to do the, I'm too cool for this. You know, I'm gonna throw it back to Wubby a little to, you know, to get him on guard, right? You asked, bro didn't like your act. Okay, this is where I have to explain, but I'm not going to. I'll just take the short-term L. I didn't ask him about something that I or my crew did. I'll leave it at that. And he went, it's okay. I'm like, oh, you know, literally, I was like, dude, oh, I said like, oh, at least you got your money's worth or something. And he goes, it was cheap. I'm like, bro, what? Like, dogs, don't show up then. I don't care. And I want you to know the vibe. Everyone, like, there are people who flew across the country that I talked to. And I was like, man, this was not worth it. And they go, no, dude, this was huge. Thank you so much for putting this on. I turned this into a vacation. This means so much. Like, this kicks off my vacation. I'm like, hey, you know what? That's awesome, man. I flew from Wisconsin. Listen, this wasn't worth flying to. Let me be very clear. But like, there were plenty of people who are like, no, I'm turning this into a week in San Diego. Like, there are people like, I'm going to Disney tomorrow, going to the zoo. I'm like, okay. Then it's so worth it, right? I love the people who are like, oh, I drove from LA. I'm like, all right, you're good. Nobody cares. I took money out of my 401k for this. I hope you got laid at least. Anyway, I can't keep talking about it because I'm just going to reveal too much. Will all the raw footage be released? All the raw? So the video we are releasing is BTS combined with our sets. There's a lot of, I can't get too into detail because it will reveal too much, but there's a lot of other filming that went on in the green room that is important that will be in the video. And then our uncut sets will be in the video as well. It's great. It's great. This was like I believe, just to give you an idea, this was an 8-cam production. It was insane. And I'm really proud of the crew. I think that Arabic Couch was a fantastic start. And then half suit was okay, we're on, here we go. And then this was just a victory lap. Wow, 8. I'm sorry. Do I need to explain why Wubby having an 8 camera setup is a big deal? Do you recognize how much coordination that takes? Also, I believe it was 12 mics. Is that I'm sorry. Do some of you guys just watch me livid? You know it's a Tuesday. You should spend your time watching something that brings you with joy. You know what is happening right now? Why are there so many of you? You know what it is though. Hold on. I'm realizing now. I guess a lot of you have no baseline for what a production looks like, because for my content, 8 is the largest we've ever done. That was larger than the price of scuff. It's the coordination that it takes on that is a fucking nightmare for me and my dumb little crew. You know what I mean? Tits out Tuesday. Pop that shirt off. Wow, 12 mics, 8 cameras. What's next? The Oscars? Bro, I love typing this. Like, I'm gonna get him with this. Meanwhile, I know you're gonna watch that shit when it comes out, you little pervert. Oh, buddy. You're going to be front and center. Oh, I know it. Oh, stick it to me. When does it come out? Well, who cares? It wasn't enough cameras. It was awesome. I found out Cyan was there. He messaged me today talking to me about stuff that happened that you'd only know if you were at the show. And I was like, you were at the show? And he's like, yeah. And I met like everyone in the crew except you. And I'm like, what? He was in a loud shirt. Why did he? Bro, I would have brought him on stage. I didn't even see him. He told you he bought tickets? Okay, hold on. He told me he bought tickets, and then the show went on. I did a whole meet and greet. I left, and I was like, oh, I guess Cyan didn't show up. I didn't see him. Oh, like, that sucks. Maybe something came up. I saw posts on the subreddit. People were like, I bought 2 tickets. I can't go. You literally met him? Wait, what? I met Cyan? Did I not recognize him? I know what Cyan looks like. I could draw him right now. Hold on. I know what Cyan looks like. I didn't meet him. Was I drunk? Wait, what do you mean I met him? Cyan, did I meet you last night? At Wubby's? Oh, I know, Cyan. Did I run into you last night, Cyan? If you say yes, I'm gonna kill myself. No, not last night. Okay. Okay, I was like, I did not run into Cyan at all last night. You scared me. I know what Cyan looks like. I don't know if you saw him last night. Okay, Alex, you are retarded, bro. We've established this, bro. I didn't run into him. Wubby goes through so many gay dudes in a week, he can barely remember anyone's face. I'll draw him anyway. Apparently he has long hair now, he said. Hold on. Okay, this will be good. This is just for memory, by the way. Okay, wait, yeah, hold on, wait. And doesn't he have like a little mustache like this? Okay, but can I get a photo of him now though to tell, like, that looks like Cyan though, doesn't it though? I literally know what he looks like. I know. It's like not even like I remember. No, I know what he looks like.
Nice Chris Tucker picture.
Holy shit, is that Cyan? Are you just tuning in? If you're just tuning in right now, can you guess who this is? Any guesses? Anyone just tuning in? Looks like Cyan, right? Yeah, right? Genuinely, you drew Hitler. Dog, that looks nothing like Hitler. Literally. Hold on, wait. Ooh, okay. No, all right, well, that's... Anyway.